Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mittens back this evening with another video. I had this, I commented on a friend's post, Nurgle Snurgle, on Instagram. She says I should be a battle report or a Warhammer announcer just because of the little fun I was having with her. Comment because of her and Blushing Noise Marine, the KS Undivided podcast and YouTube channel. They were invited out to play on in Vancouver, BC, Canada, to do a battle report against the War Mistress, fielding her orcs, me cousins, all the way out there. Anyways, a great battle report. Go check it out on Play-On. It's a very, very nice battle report. Got to learn a couple, like, say, tactics. Orky. I never played against demons, and Bellicor was going coast to coast like a buttered toast. He was just freaking up in, like, I don't know, some stratagem that lets him and then one other unit redeploy, or basically it sucked up and then redeployed the following turn, which is crazy. Demons. Bellicor Smellicor. Beautiful model. There's a guy here in the community. He's about, I don't know, I think he's in New Glasgow. Anyways, his Overdrive is I think it's XX Overdrive XX on Insta. Anyways, he has one of the most beautiful models or conversions I've ever seen. It's like Mortarion legs, Bellicor chest, bloat drone for wings, and I don't know what he played it as, but anyways, it's absolutely one of the most incredible conversions I've ever seen. And I believe a couple years ago he got invited out to the No Retreat. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I did remember seeing him out there, or his name on the attendance list. I think he's like one of the only Canadians that ended up going out there. But anyways, beautiful model. So before I go on another ramble, I think I'm just going to talk about this evening the benefits of your hobby. Now, some people have more than one hobby, which is perfectly fine. Some people have strange hobbies. Well, what I may consider strange or someone else considers strange is completely up to you. I mean, some people like bird watching. Now, that's not completely strange to me, but hey, some people enjoy doing it. But then one of the strange ones for me is some people like collecting. They like collecting stamps. Now, stamps is strange for me because, I mean, I don't get the real importance behind stamps. I guess if you worked in like the postal office or a relative, aunt, uncle, grandma, whatever, like they might have brought you into it. Now, sure, like I say, some people consider some hobbies strange, others not. Video games. That's another great hobby. Is it strange for some people? Yeah, a lot of people think it's strange. I mean, why spend all this time on a virtual world when you're living in one? And lately, I've been watching a lot of animes where they've been playing a video game, and either they get sucked into it or or they're playing it for a game for the first time and they're loving it. I'm not going to exactly try to say what they are, what the names of these are, because I would butcher it, and then you really say I'm an orc player because I don't know English. I taught myself how to do this, boys. I don't know the things they call words. But anyways, so like say the benefits to a hobby is you have someone to talk to, somewhere to escape from, and like say there's a lot of hobbies. Like when I was younger, my uncle's hobby was to tie flies, fly fishing. That was his hobby. I picked up on it a little bit, liked it. Ended up so much as using my dad's stuff, and made a couple. But then as I got older, I'm going out on I'm going out on my mountain bike, or playing video games or whatnot. And I was a military kid, so we lived at times pretty far from my aunt and uncles, and well, my dad wasn't doing as much fishing because of where we were, and I mean, how many high school or how many students are, hey man, what do you do for fun? Oh, I tie flies. And I could be living in Borden, Ontario, in a military base, and they're like, what the fuck? You're tying flies? Like, how do you catch them? Like, so I mean, like, some people might know what it is, and some people might not, but like, that was one of the biggest things for me, is not actually sharing my hobbies. So I lost out on a lot of benefits because I really cared about how people perceived me and what they thought about me. I was very self-conscious, like, oh, I wonder if they'll make fun of me, because I mean, we've all been there, and I don't know if this is rooted from me being a military kid, and I've moved around so much that like my wife has a best friend that she's known for her entire life, pretty much. She has a few of those. And anyways, I never had that. Like, oh, I know this guy from like 6 years ago. He's on my Facebook, but I've only went to school with him. Like, this is just an example. I only went to school with him like 6 years ago. We went to school for a year, and then we got posted, right? So it's hard. It's really hard for some people to share their hobbies because they're really scared of what people are going to say. And now, being in such a digital age, it's hard, but it's also easier. Like, I have 2 girls, and I will support them in whatever they want to do. But like, say, once you start like saying mean things and stuff like that, then about someone's hobby and what they like to do, it's going to be hard. They're going to be scared to open up to people, and especially if those people were your friends that are making a bit of fun of you, then like it even gets harder and harder and harder. Like when I was in high school, this one guy said something, and he was completely alienated by the whole school. Now, what he said wasn't the best, but in the same way, you can kind of sense, or you kind of get what he said. Basically, short story was, a guy ended up passing away from an accident, and anyways, he was bullying this kid, and at the same time, the high school I was going to were trying to ban bringing backpacks to school, not to school, but to classrooms. So you had to get all your textbooks out of your locker, and then go back, and like sometimes, like in our high school, like one class could be all the ways in the east wing, and the next thing you know, the other class is all the ways in the west wing, and then you have to go back, and like your locker could be centralized, but then like you have to make it through all the other students and go on this. Some kids have back problems, some kids didn't, some kids like, so it was hard. Anyways, during this lockout, this guy said something a little too close to a bunch of the guy that passed away, a bunch of his friends. He said, "I'm glad he's dead. He bullied me so much. The other guys didn't care. They just lost one of their friends. And they like surrounded him and they were going to beat the crap out of him." So now, what do you do in that instance? He ran for his life. Now he ran for his life and ended up, two teachers had him pinned in a corner, and like, these aren't small teachers. They weren't small. They were like some of the male teachers, and they were I think they were on the football team, wrestling team, one of the two. I don't know, because like I wasn't at that grade where they were my teachers yet. So anyways, they had him pinned in the corner, and they were holding off all these other students. And this kid shared his feelings. And like, I was afraid of that. I was afraid that if I showed up my hobby, I was getting made fun of, I'd been alienated, and it just went on and went on and went on. And like, you seen people every day, like some people were playing Game Boys or PSPs or whatever, a handheld game, and they were playing that in the hallway. They didn't care. And you got some people reading books. Like, I used to skip class, my oceans class, to go play cards in the cafeteria with some of the older people that had free class. Now, that's not the smartest thing to do, especially because it's oceans and there's a lot of note taking. But anyways, so moving from place to place, trying to going to high school, it's hard to find somebody who liked Warhammer. And my first experience with Warhammer was when I was living in Cold Lake, Alberta. We decided to go on a little weekend trip to West Edmonton Mall. Anyways, I remember we're walking this mall, first time being there, see the store. So what the frig is this? And this is with I'm turning 35 in a couple days. Anyways, not 9th edition. Necrons just came out as a playable faction. So, launch of Necrons. We go in the store. I was like, oh man, these are so cool. These are robots. I had this thing for Terminator, like robots. Like, Terminator was one of my favorite movies when I was growing up as a kid. Cried every time he lowered himself into the lava, giving a thumbs up. I cried to my mom. I was like, why does he have to go? Why does he have to die? And my mom did the best that she could when she's like trying to make us like the same story wasn't working, because I mean, we watch this movie all the time. The same story wasn't working, so she had to like come up with a new reason every like so often. Oh honey, he's got to go home and take care of his robot kids and wife. Next thing you know, oh, he's got to go back home and do yard work. Oh, he's got to go back, he's got a job to do, he's got to, what kind of job is so important? He has to go back. He works for the government. so my mom told me some of these things, and anyways, I thought it was hilarious. But anyways, now, like, say I got caught up in the moment, don't have a recollection of what I was babbling about. Oh yeah, so So Warhammer not ninth edition. I said this twice now. Necrons just came out. Mind you, my dad's a military guy, but he's also big on hunting and fishing. He's from a very small coastal community in Newfoundland who that's kind of what they did for fun as they grew up. That was their hobbies. Anyways, oh yeah, sure. Go look at them and I'll see how much they are. And I didn't find out how much they were. My dad's like, okay, we're going. So, whoa, what's going on? Can I get one? Oh no, and I'm spending that much money on some little plastic figures or metal or little metal figures. No, let's go. That was it. That's all my interest in Warhammer. That's where it started, but I also stopped for a few years. Fast forward to going to, this is 8th grade, going to Borden, Ontario. Ends up making a friend. Boom. It's got Warhammer. He's got the fantasy stuff. Dude, this is so cool. He's like, yeah, I love my orcs. They're like awesome. And he's got these orcs painted out. I can remember seeing this. I don't know if it was a war boss on giant boar. I don't know what they were called back then, but boom, there you go. That's the stuff. Oh man, these are so cool. We should definitely do you play with them? He's like, no, I don't really have any friends to play with them. I just paint them up here and there. It's like, oh man, that's so cool. I said, I gotta get me some of these. He's like, yeah, I got some for my birthday from my aunt or uncle. They're into it. I was like, oh man, that's so cool. All my aunts and uncles are in fishing. Stupid. So anyways, at that point I was kind of obsessed. I would be playing with Legos, and I was doing a similar thing. I was like, yeah. Building these squads of them. And anyways, sorry, what I'm doing is basically just blocking in. I oversprayed a lot to get some of these crevices with my airbrush, and I'm using it's first time using this, but anyways, I'm using a high flow acrylic. It's Golden's the company, and it's a fluorescent orange. And like you say, you can put it through marker, a brush, airbrush, and one of the old school pens. Sorry, I don't know what it exactly is called. It's not. The name of it's escaping me for a moment. I got a tickle in my throat. I'm sorry. Anyways, so I'm trying to get a nice white down. I know white's probably not the best, but where I'm trying to make this orc army very bright, vibrant. White's the best way to achieve that, because I have to paint it black, and the next thing you know, I got to build the colors up. But white is easier to get that color, so I'm trying to paint everything white again. Well, why don't you use the airbrush, you might think? Well, what if I get it on my orange skin? Then I gotta do it again, and then the vicious cycle continues. It's overspray. Bust out the airbrush every time I'm painting. So that's not what I'm doing. So anyways, I ended up becoming obsessed with I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make these wooden block people, build an army base and whatnot. And I had GI Joes and stuff growing up, but the Warhammer thing really grasped my attention. And I love the Necrons. I was like, oh yeah, Necrons are cool. They're like Terminators. It's Back to the Future. I'm gonna get you, Sean Connor. And I can't remember the voice names now. Oh, frig. But yeah, no, loved it. Didn't get into it. Next thing you know, we go in grade 8. We go to a buddy's house who I was in Borden, Ontario, and we go to Windsor, Ontario, which is kind of on the border. A lot of people there. worked at hospitals in Detroit because it wasn't very far away. So anyways, go there. My buddy's got he's got his cousins over. They got the Urkai from Lord of the Rings. Oh man, these are so cool. First big mistake. I tried to take a couple of them when on the way home. Anyways, my dad was pissed because, well, I took them and you didn't want to buy me any, and every time I tried to get them, I thought it was pretty easy. Anyways, well, because one thing about Warhammer is you're very specific about all the models you got because they're so expensive. So anyways, I got grounded. Wasn't the smartest thing to do when I was younger. Anyways, got caught. Chances of getting Warhammer then was like out the window. Fast forward to the end of the year, posted. We're going to Nova Scotia. Now, I was born in Nova Scotia. Born in Halifax. So, from here, not too devastated about it, you know. I kind of expected we were getting posted. Going somewhere, so I didn't know it was back to the province I was born in. Anyways. Yeah. Place where we lived, really close to the mall. Go to the mall, go to the bookstore, pop out a magazine. Now this magazine, I think it could have been a White Dwarf back then. I don't know if there was any other magazine that had Warhammer stuff in it. And I would sit there at the bookstore going through this magazine. Man, it's so cool. And I can remember Crom the Conqueror came out in Fantasy, I believe. I remember seeing that in there. And I do have the model. I do have it painted up in like a Nurgly green, which is Nurgle. If you read this, or if you watch this video, it's not what you think. Okay. I don't have any affiliation with the Dark Gods of Warhammer 40k or Fantasy. Only gods I care about right now is Gork and Mork. And if I had to do a Chaos God, everybody know Cornflakes is where it's at. Not Snurgly Cheerios, or whatever you want to call them. Nurglos. That doesn't sound right. Nurgle Flakes. Oh, yeah, I guess you got Cornflakes. Nurgle Bites. Nurgle Tarts. There you go. Like Pop-Tarts. Nurgle Tarts. Anyways, so that's what army I would go to. And I had some New World Eaters, Angron, all that stuff. Got out of it. Just couldn't do it. Couldn't betray the Emperor. Everybody loves the Emperor. Let's just put it that way. Iron Hands are the best Space Marine faction. They're the best faction in the Imperium, man. Custodes. My rival. They suck. My other rival, Blushing Noise Marine. Emperor's Children. They suck. Even though I haven't beat either of you. They suck. Tau. They suck. Shalaxi can... Well, she's a beat stick. You were right. Sorry. I had to take a little drink. It's not Monster. Don't hurt me, YouTube. But anyways, delicious. I'm hooked on these. But yeah. So this is another mitten special. I have a tendency to ramble, and then I completely forget what I'm talking about. But lucky for you, it's Warhammer, and I know. So anyways, I was looking at this, and I remember seeing in this magazine, Crom the Conqueror. Scroll a couple pages. Boom, Defiler. This big giant crab looking thing. I was like, man, this is so cool. Look at the gun in his chest. Man, this guy blow up all kinds of tanks. I was googly eyed over this magazine, and like every week I go back to the same store, same section of this magazine rack. Back in my day, this magazine rack was like huge because you have magazine just about everything. You've had like 7, 8 different magazines on muscle cars. Then you get another dozen, if not more, on supercars. Another dozen on trucks, so on and so forth. Fashion. I don't know how many fashion magazines there were. Like I said, magazines just about everything, anything. But magazine about Warhammer, that's my section. I go and I look every week, see if there's something new. I don't know if they were pumping these out by month, but I didn't have money to buy a magazine, let alone if I did, I wouldn't be able to get the money for a model. So that was my that was the beginning of my Warhammer dive. Fast forward a little later, Space Marine, great game, good graphics, fighting against orcs. Too bad it's just Smurfs. But hey, great game. Combat was pretty good in that game for what it was. So I'm doing a pretty good job blocking all this in, but man, I did not expect orange to be so brutal. Maybe I should have covered up with like a brown and then went with white. I don't know. There wasn't an easy way around this. So got I think what's that color called? Achillean green contrast paint. I think that might be in for the mouth, the tongue. I went with like a blue, and I think I don't know what blue I went with, but anyways, I went with a blue. But I tell you, one thing I'm loving is this. This, when I got down for the base coat for the metal, I am loving it, and that is AK Interactive's Smoke Black. This is their acrylic line. It's AK 11028 or 028, sorry. But anyways, it is beautiful, and I love it. I've been loving it. The other one I've been using is Granite by AK. And I've been using that one over here and in this one as well. I've been using it a lot to like start to pick out some stuff. Now I went over with contrast paint with this, and it was the basil canium gray contrast paint, which is like, I was kind of rushing. I knew I wasn't going to have that as for some of the, but like if you thin it down with some contrast medium or even a little bit of water and just take your time, you can get a really nice coverage, and you can go over it with like a couple grays and it'll make it pop really good. So there's that. So that's what I'm doing. Like I say, here's the base. It's got like a little Black Templar there. So Space Marine helmet, skulls for the skull throne. And when I base this, I'm going to do like, so orcs are going with a nice desertish theme paint job or basing. And so this is Mosgrog. My blushing noise marine rival hates Mosgrog, but Mosgrog loves her. So anyways, this is the green. It's just a striking scorpion going through an airbrush. I absolutely love it. It is like, it reminds me of World of Warcraft orcs. Like Warcraft orcs, man, so vibrant. That's because it's been corrupted by the Fel, because of Gul'dan. But anyways, love the green, and that's what sold me. Now, I never ever told her this, but I had a really grim dark style. Like here's guys that I have painted. Now you might not see them too well, you might do, but like you can see some rust in here. And the next time I think about it, I'll I try to do real grim dark. I think there's like 4 or 5 different enamel products just on the base alone. And it's not true grim dark here because simply due to the fact that, but it's very muted. But yeah, it's not too crazy. I have a very heavily rusted Iron Hands army that I'm going for. and loving it. So anyways, there's lots of things going on. So, but I really wanted to make this a bright Necron. Bright Orc. I don't know. I keep saying Necrons because I was talking about Necrons earlier. Excuse me. Sorry. And anyways, went with orcs. Wanted green. Green machine, baby. Whoa. Anyways, I can't yell because my kids are in bed and my wife's asleep. And if I wog now, I'll be wogging myself outside. So yeah, it's I like to say brain fart. Monster's not kicked in. I mean, the drink I'm drinking is not kicked in very good yet. So anyways, I don't know why I have this brush. Where's my other brush go? Do I put it back? Oh no. So I'm trying to think of what I was thinking about. Sorry, brain fart. Oh, da-da-da-da. Anyways, so Mozgrog, Blushing Noise, Marine Hazel. He's made some good saves in our game recently. He's great, but this orc army needed to be vibrant, needed to be very vibrant. So, and I never told her this, but like, she thought she was a really bad painter, and that's the cool thing about this hobby is that like you might think you're a bad painter, but someone else is going to like your paint style. Someone else is going to be like, oh wow, that looks really good. How did you do that? Could you share your color recipe with me on that gold, or that green is wicked. I need to know how you did it. Airbrush, dry brush, how'd you do it? Anyways, she was going really good with her Emperor children. Man, that looks so cool. She actually bought a rhino, and she's got this. She got like corn socks on the back of it, I believe. And I was laughing. I was like, of course she would. Got this all graffitied up, and that's what it looked like. It looked like these graffiti, like looted tank or rhino that Emperor's Children is using, that they looted from one of their hated enemies, the world leaders. It's like, oh man, that's so cool. Like, you're doing a great job, Laura. This is gonna look so good. I can't wait to see what you do with your army. Like, your Tau is also really well done as well. Oh no, my Tau's not that great. She would go on, my Tau's not that great, blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay, well, like, everybody, like, you're your own worst critic, so like, you do you. I'm not gonna tell you like I think they look great, but like, I'm not a great painter either, so what do I know? Anyways, she's finally found her Emperor's Children calling, and she's doing her Emperor's Children up in this graffiti style color scheme, and it looks amazing. And like, someone where she considers to be a really great painter in her eyes asked her how she pulls it off. So she's like head over the moon, like, just like, oh my god, are you serious? Why? It's nothing special. I'm not the greatest painter. And again, if you listen to the Chaos Divided podcast, Kaylee has pointed out plenty of times that Laura said that, but she's now having fun painting as much more now than what she has when she started the hobby, because she found this style that she likes, but she's using these colors and they're vibrant. And I was kind of using all this grimdark stuff, and like, oh, I don't get me wrong, I love the grimdark, I love how it is, but like, I just was painting so many stuff that wasn't vibrant and really wasn't fun. So like, I mean, orcs, what's not to like about orcs? You have a main base color like you would do for an armor for your Space Marine. So here, the skin, everything's gonna be green, beautiful green. You can go dark with it, you can go lighter with it. Now next time I think I might try to spray down a little bit of yellow over a white base coat or a white prime, and then come over with green to try to get a little bit more color variation. I think it might look really good. So we'll see, but I was kind of afraid of using color, and seeing her gain that confidence, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's get some color. Let's do this. So now, really, she was the key inspiration of doing all this color. So not only have you been a really great friend, Laura, I mean Blushing Noise Marine, but anyways, you also inspired me to go about trying to discover my paint style. And I'm loving this comic book style, bright colors, but yet you can still make it grimdark. Like, you know what I mean? You can still make it grimdark. So here I am painting this sucker up, but I got some muted colors. I got some very dark colors, and but again, I got a freaking Cheeto. I got a Cheeto squig. I got Hubba Bubba pink squig. I have a third one coming in the Christmas box, or Christmas box. So you'll have to stay tuned. I mean, yes, I got Squig Hog Riders. I don't know what I'm going to do with these guys yet. Maybe, I don't know. Yellow. Frig it. Let's taste the rainbow and have all the colors of the Skittles here. Or, you know, maybe I'll just go red. Have a red top, blue undertone. It'd be nice. Or, you know, hey, why not? Let's just go ahead and go, well, I have tons of colors. I have a lot of colors, actually. We can go purple, pink. Well, I got a pink. Could do a green. Green might be pretty cool. But, I mean, then you have green on green. So it's hard. You know, it's hard. We'll see. But I'm really enjoying the color, so thank you, Laura. Blushing Noise Marine, a.k.a. Blushing Noise Marine, for just kind of indirectly helping me find this color scheme that I've been working on and loving. So thank you. But the next time you meet, my boys will take you down. Yes. They will call the wog. They will charge the board. They will clog up the objectives. And you must take them back from me if you can. I don't know why I was going on all that crazy accent voice, but I just wanted to say I hope you roll the way you did, because your obliterators sucked that game. So yeah, so those are my two rivals. They're absolutely I forget how you pronounce it. It's Kivus Kane. So he's my rival. He got a YouTube channel. It's called Kivus Kane. He's going to be doing a lot of these narrative style battle reports. Some, like, he's a big, oh yeah, Custodes were the best. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Custodes, blah 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 blah. Every time he talks about Custodes, all I think about is Charlie Brown. Wah 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 wah. Custodes. Wah 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 wah. They're the great. Wah 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 wah. Nah, just kidding. Gotta razz him up here and there, you know. He's a rival. He's the arch nemesis. And anyways, him and Blushing Noise Marine, they're the two that Mittens have down as the rivals. If orcs had anything, kind of like the dwarf, the Book of Grudges. They got the biggest teeth, so we's got to go and take them. So yeah, painting here, sorry, is really out of focus. Got too much stuff in the thing, so it's pulling up my hand. Let me see if I can raise this camera here for a little bit. Ooh. Oh, no, wrong one. Oh, sorry. So, you just don't get my hands. I'm sorry, I don't know how long this has been like that because I was rambling on about my rivals. Just checking. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So, anyways, so yeah, those are my two rivals. They're absolutely joys to play against. We're always making these great little scenarios. Oh yeah, the orcs are invading this because you get some fancy tech and we wants the loot. And very talented players. Absolutely talented. Kaifus Kane, he's alright. Blushing Noise Marine, top notch. Pro, in my opinion. Makes some great plays. Very knows the game, knows the rules. Sometimes. So, anyways, I enjoy playing them the most. And like I say, there's a lot of friendly banter between me and Kaifus Kane. And there's a lot of friendly banter between me and Laura, Blushing Noise Marine. A lot of great conversations that we have, ideas of what we want to do next in the hobby in terms of playing. Want to go to like Adepticon, or like it'd be sweet to go to Warhammer World. Oh, you should totally do this next for your project. I'd love to see what you're working on, how you're doing, what's going on, how's life. And plus, I mean, they don't live very far from me. Blushing Noise Marine, maybe like a 5-minute or a 10-minute walk, a couple minutes in the car. Like literally, it's pull out of my driveway, go down the road. Literally 2 turns after going through 1, 2, 3 intersections. So, and plus she's got a baby, beautiful baby girl, and I think she said she's 14 or 16 months. So going there, I had the chance. Well, I've only been to her house like twice, maybe. Well, playing a game twice at her house, maybe. And both times I got to see the little cutie. And yeah. You know, I have a tendency to forget painting some places. So in like these, a lot of people don't like. Oh yeah, it's underneath the. It's underneath. No one's going to be looking up in from your model, but like, I have a little bit of an OCD when it comes to painting. It's like I'll try my best to paint like the spots. Like, for instance, it's like, oh yeah, this war boss or beast boss, got to get all the ways up in under here, right all the ways up in there where you would only see maybe like a peck of primer. Yeah, gotta get it. Gotta do my best to get it. You know how many times I screwed up paint jobs because of that? Too many. Gotta let it rest there, Mr. Rose. So, for the most part, for blues down. I'm going to use this as the base coat, right? Then, I'm going to take another blue. I'm going to follow with a close blue next to it. Maybe something like Teclis blue. I'll stipple it on, right? And that will give me a little bit of variation in the armor. And I think it will look awesome. So there's the plan. I use a lot of contrast paints for the base coats because they're very vibrant. Come in with like another vibrant blue, a little bit lighter, do some stippling, and just go from there. That's the plan. That is the plan. You know? And once you know, you know, you know. So, back to the original topic, benefits. Like I say, I met a lot of great people into this hobby, but like, it's also given me a lot of benefits because painting can be very therapeutic. Like, I was going through a dark time. I don't sugarcoat it. I'm on anti-anxiety and antidepressant medications. Why? Because I was going through a very rough time. Work was a little rough for me. And that's because, like, say, once you got your own work to do, but then you got everybody else asking you to do work. Cody, can you do this? Cody, can you do that? And if you didn't know, my name's Cody. Cody, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you help that person? Can you help that person? I need this done tomorrow. I need this done next day. I need this done this day. And I'm busting my butt trying to get all these things done and do help that my work level was getting this big while helping everybody else is starting to go I'll rocket right up to space where I'm still very minuscule. But the kicker is everybody that I was helping out was getting paid more than me, so I didn't think it was fair. So it started like my production started going like it went up in like monotone and plummeted. So I took a little bit of a break, and getting back into painting has been really therapeutic. Because I went to talk to some people. Anyways, got my medications back on track, and just going to that. And turns out I can't remember, chronic depression or I don't know, something basically happened in my childhood, and it's been like that ever since. I've had these really bad episodes here and there, and ta-da, you got to take cuckoo medications. So, but I find painting very therapeutic. Like I say, I just been rambling on for almost 50 minutes now, talking about this and that, and maybe that's why some people like my videos, is because I'm so sporadic. I might actually talk about real life problems. I might talk about Cheetosaur. Yes, Cheetosaur. I want your Cheetos. Hubba Bubba. He's going to chew you up and spit you out. So right now I'm just kind of getting sepia ink. It's a game ink from Vallejo, and I saw this from what's that, Casco Miniatures. Take a little blab, and here is one of the easiest kind of like leather recipes you'll see. White Nasdaq, still got a little bit of orange sticking through, but I'm going to take the sepia ink, I'm going to go over it, and boom, look at that, start getting this beautiful color. And for people who don't know, when you apply the brush, you're going to get a little bit of your paint there, but when you lift your paintbrush tip up, you'll see right there. I'll see if I can focus in a little bit for you. Take my hand out of it. Did autofocus? So yeah, once you apply it, you start getting all this. But once you lift your tip up, that's where your paintbrush, that's where the concentration of ink or paint will gather, is because you're lifting it up now. I let that pool too much. Anyways, you want to work this stuff around so nothing pools, kind of like a contrast paint. When it pools, it's going to look a little funky, and then like trying to get rid of that crusty edge is gonna suck. But anyways, you can do this in multiple layers. Let's see if I can get another smooth layer here for you guys. You got them, girls. But anyways, this is a really good leather recipe. So here, I like to leave my brush strokes, I like to leave it down towards the edge. So as you see right here, there's a little bit darker here, and the reason for that is basically as I draw my brush down, the tip is leaving right here, so it's giving that natural hard edge of the sepia right towards that edge. That's because that's where I'm picking my brush back up off of. So everything's being concentrated, it's being moved towards the edge. Now you can do the same thing, you can move it towards the shadows. So the crevices, like where the fabric meets another piece of material. So you start getting these edges, or these crevices that are just being generated by how you move your paintbrush. So move it towards another objective, or not objective, a piece of material or crevice, and you'll build up shadows naturally over time, because that's where you're bringing your paintbrush. That's where you're lifting your paintbrush up. Now you can do the same when having nice dark edges. Is because you're bringing the brush up at the edge of the material. So working on the phone has its draws, but like, I know this might not be the best video simply due to the fact that it might shift focus to my hands a lot, because both hands are in this picture. Hopefully you kind of see what I'm doing paint wise. You get to hear a little bit of my life story, you can hear a lot of ramble, and you can hear like, man, this guy doesn't know what to talk about. You should have like a little post-it card next to him saying what kind of things he might want to talk about. And that's what I thought of, because like, say I just rambled on. Now what I say it was 47 minutes, 48 minutes, plus an additional 5 or 6 minutes of jibber jabber. Now I might do this the main strap something different, like a different color, because it will help break up all this leather down here. And I'm not really sure what these are. I'm guessing it could be the buckle of the knapsack, keeping everything nice and neat, and I gotta get them orky sandwiches, or it could be all the teeth of the enemies they killed. But anyways, so yeah, sepia ink over plain solid white base coat or primer, and you're getting this great leather texture. Now you can go over with like Ushanti bone or something like that to make some more highlights, scratches on the edges, depending on how you want to paint it, what's your paint style, and what you're actually trying to achieve. Because a lot of people think grimdark, it's like, oh, a lot of muted colors and blood and blah 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 blah, but you really gotta, one of the things that helps sell what you're trying to paint and what you're trying to achieve for your model is actually thinking of the environment that you're trying to paint, whether it be snowy or deserty. Like, say I'll have some desert here, I have them up on the feet and the claws, probably put some pigments in there and try to help sell it that way. But one of the things I like to try to do is think of my base. What am I going to do for basing? And then like for an HQ model, have them up, like say some cork form board here, cork board here. Build it up 1, 2, and 3 layers. This guy over here, he's got 2, but I plan on making all this. Oh, sorry, in all this in here like a greenish, swampish kind of yucky color. A perfect excuse to use some Nurgle's Rot. So obviously you can tell I did a little bit better job over here on this pouch of getting it a more uniformed white. But yeah. Well, I have the ink busted on the wet palette. Might as well use it. So anyways, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I know some people might want to not follow me because, man, this guy has no structure. He just went on talking about mental health issues that he's had, or his rivals. I don't care. This is a video for me. And some people might like it, some people might not. And that's okay if you don't like it. It doesn't faze me one bit. However, a follow and a like would be greatly appreciated. Let's grow this channel together. Your negativity can help benefit me. Man, so last night I was watching this YouTube video of this guy. He just rambled on about life, dude. I wanted to kind of subscribe to him, you know? He's doing these cool, like, dinosaur things where these people were riding them, but he just didn't have the people glued on. And, like, one was pink and the other one was orange. Oh, it was great. I just had a great time watching, you know? Very chill, very therapeutic, man. This is my dude and dudettes. So yeah, so sorry about that. Anyways, that will be it for today's video. Like I say, if you guys want to talk about something, ask me questions on something, go right ahead, leave a comment or shoot me a message. I'll do my best to deliver on the next video. And as Tim the Tap Man would say, Frick, how's it go again? Peace out. Tell someone you love them. Take care. Or take care and tell someone you love them. I don't know. Nick Marks does a very similar thing now. I don't know. Maybe Tim the Tap Man stole it. But we all know the best streamer going, content creator, is the 2-time back-to-back 1994-1995 blockbuster champion, Dr. Disrespect. And then you got Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, the Mittens is painting up some of these beast squigosaurs, beast bosses on squigosaurs, because he's in love with them Okamoke. The war will be coming. Worlds will burn. Models will be painted. Rivals will be deaded. Ta-da! Anyways, I said it a few times now. 60-minute video. And with a yawn, I definitely think that's the end of the video. I'm just going to tidy up a couple of little things, put my web palette away. I hope everyone has a good night. Just think about the hobbies. Think what makes you happy. Follow that. Do that. Share it with someone else, because you never know. Maybe they would like to do it and they were just too scared to share their hobby with you. So anyways, take care, everyone. Good night.